I'm Paulina Leiser, producer of Focus Today. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to check our other videos at theDove.us.
Hey, welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson, and delight to have with us today, and I think very timely. We have with us today Crista Huff. She is stock market expert and fiscally conservative political activist. Well, there's a lot right there. She works with in global governance in Colorado and also in Washington, D.C. She's also the president at the GoodfellowLLC.com, and we'll be talking to her about a lot of things on the fiscal stage. Hi, Crista. Nice to see you. Happy New Year.
Hi, Perry. Happy New Year.
Yeah, good to see you. Well, boy, what's your take? A little bit here, just kind of a fun thing. Do you think the market's going to break 20K before he takes office or after he takes office?
I am looking at a chart right now, and it could easily happen in the next 2 weeks because the charts are looking very bullish.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that tell you?
The entire investment community around the world is happy that Trump is in office. They expect the U.S. economy to have a nice boost that will have a ripple effect on all the businesses around the world. So they're happy.
Yeah, there is a strong positive feeling out there. Let's hope that it holds. Let me ask you this. One of the big issues that's causing a lot of this is trade. Now, there's plus and minus on that, but right. a lot of people feel that Trump going after some of these countries on trade is problematic. What's your take?
I think it's long overdue. I want you to think of this like having a teenager who is breaking curfew, having sex, getting 43 tattoos, failing school, and a parent who never does anything about it, versus a parent who cut this off at the pass when the kid was 12 and stayed out till midnight the very first time. So Obama was more like the kind of parent who let everything happen and just complained about it and blamed other people. And Donald Trump is the kind of president who's going to nip it in the bud when there is bad behavior on the part of our trading partners. And the business community, even the Democrats, see that this is going to happen and that it will benefit American workers. And so you're not getting too many serious critics right now on the people that Donald Trump is appointing for commerce and trade.
That's a great analogy. That's a great analogy. Thank you. Well, we've seen some pushback, or at least turnaround. Ford's decided to stay home. He really went after GM. What do you think? That's just the beginning?
Yes, I do think it's just a beginning, and I love it every time I read this news because I totally saw this coming. I understand the corporate mindset. I understand the kind of person that Donald Trump is because I worked in Fortune 500 companies for 20 years, and in those kinds of companies, you are constantly striving to make things better in theory, and the companies that don't, they fail. But the companies that do, they have better products, better customer service, better pricing. And Donald Trump has that mindset. So he's going to look at the U.S. and government in the way of how can I make this better? How can we cut waste and fraud? So knowing that that would be his mindset, I've been pretty psyched that he's going to be our president.
You know, what's interesting about this, Crista, is I've been now reading some of Trump's books, trying to get caught up on his thinking and where he is. He's been talking about this a long time before he ever stuck his nose into presidential politics. He saw something on the trade scene that nobody saw a long time ago.
And that would be currency manipulation, for example?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of problems with our trade situation, and we never fix them. Basically, for an example, the U.S. steel industry production went down about 26% in 2015. The entire industry, boom, 1/4 of their production was gone. An industry can't do that more than 2 or 3 years without completely disappearing. And the only remedy that was taking place was that the U.S. was fighting China and other Asian countries at the World Trade Organization, and these fights take years. In the meantime, businesses are going bankrupt. Americans are losing jobs. And Donald Trump was just sitting on the sidelines, with his hands tied, watching all this happen. But there are far quicker ways to remedy these problems, and I expect to see that now.
So when do you think we'll see the impact of a Trump trade policy, free trade policy? When do you think it'll really begin to show up?
Okay, so he said post-election, so this wasn't election banter, this was after the election, he said that he will withdraw the U.S. from the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement on his first day in office.
Wow.
So when, the answer might be the first day in office. And the rest of the world is already preparing for the U.S. not to participate in the TPP anymore. Certainly it was a big shock for them, but they are getting used to the idea and thinking, okay, well, Trump still wants to do bilateral trade agreements, which would be like a one-on-one trade agreement between you and me.
Yeah.
Whereas the TPP was between 12 countries, including one that operates under Sharia law and kills gay people and kills unwed mothers. And we were going to have an equal vote with that country on anything taking place under this trade agreement. So clearly that was not going to benefit the U.S., our Judeo-Christian values, our constitutional republic form of government. So I'm very glad that we defeated the TPP.
Do you think there's any residual when he redoes the Iran agreement?
I'm not an expert in that field. I expect him to consult with people who understand how to fix any kind of existing problems. He clearly is very willing to pass the baton to other experts in so many areas already. So I'm just confident that he's going to fix a lot of problems that you and I have been cringing under for the last 8 years and longer, frankly.
So how do you think the market, Crista, will respond to new trade agreements, keeping large corporations home, Ford, GM, and others, and wrestling with the debt?
Oh, well, and the debt is a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
The market is going to respond well when American companies are profitable and growing their profits, because profit growth is what drives the stock market. Over the short term, literally anything can drive the stock market, but over the medium and long term, it is profit growth. So if Donald Trump does things that help American companies stay in business, hire more people, and make more profit, the stock market will naturally expand. Stock prices will go up. And that's why I'm very confident in the stock market right now, whereas under Obama, he kept implementing policies that were dramatically harming industries, the coal industry, the energy industry, the financial industry. It just goes on and on. It was getting scary.
Some people say that the key to our economic turnaround and stability is energy. Sustainable energy within the United States. Drill here, let's go after solar, let's do all kinds of energy research and stability within the country. Do you agree with that?
I see no reason why we shouldn't maximize every source of energy that we can put our hands on in America. It will be cheaper than buying it from overseas. Right now, we're buying energy from our enemies, people who want to kill us, and they are wreaking terror all over the world. Does that make any sense at all?
No.
If we had no energy resources, we might be at their beck and call, but we do have energy resources, and we should maximize those to not only boost our economy, but to free us up from having to do business with people who hate us.
Looks like it might be a new day at the EPA.
Absolutely. Hooray.
What about Commerce Secretary? What do you think?
Oh, which one was that? Okay, hold on.
Is that Wilbur Ross? Is he a candidate?
Yeah, he is the guy who's been picked. Let's see. He told the Senate Finance Committee this week that he wants to expand exports and cut the U.S. trade deficit, and those are among his top priorities, which they should be, because the U.S. has been running trade deficits for 40 years. And what that means to, the listeners is that foreign countries have been sending us more of their products than we have been sending to them.
Right.
If we were buying more of those products from our own companies in America, that would help our people and our jobs. And if we were selling more of our stuff overseas rather than letting them sell more of their stuff here, again, that would help our economy.
All right, one last question. It looks like the dollar has gained some significant strength just since the president-elect has been elected.
Yes.
What does that tell you?
To a certain extent, it hurts American profits because the currency translation doesn't work well in America if you're doing global business. But we've been dealing with that for several years, so it's not like it's a surprise to American business, and it's not impacting stock prices right now because we've already been in that situation with a strong dollar.
Interesting. All right, people want to get a hold of you, goodfellowllc.com.
You know, it depends what they want to talk about, but if they want to read about trade, I write my articles at goodfellowllc.com, and there's also lots of excellent trade articles at endglobalgovernance.com. Okay. And if they want to follow my stock market writing, I write a newsletter for cabotwealth.com. Cabot is C-A-B-O-T.
When do you sleep?
No, right? I'm article to at 7 a.m. Wake up at 6 a.m. to write it.
I know the drill. I know the drill. Thank you, Crista. You're a delight. Let's connect again soon, okay?
Very good. Thanks.
All right. Have a great day. God bless. We'll be right back.